Hello, welcome. Today we're looking at Sheffield Cellars Oak Mellowed Cream Sherry of California, Modesto, California. This is one of the lines of the Ernest and Julio Gallo Wine Company. Sheffield Cellars. Now on the website they say Sheffield is a line of sherries, ports, and marsalas. Okay, so I have seen their cream sherry around here. I don't know about the other ones. They're probably in our area. They also produce the Fairbanks line of sherry, port, and marsala. Now, don't give you any indication. All they say on the website, oh, they're well made, you'll enjoy them. No information about the history, how long these products have been on the market, if they were just names made up by Ernest and Julio Wine Company, established in 1933, by the way, or if they were companies that were bought by them. They don't say. I know they use real names occasionally, like the Carlo Rossi line of those inexpensive wines. They started making Carlo Rossi's in 1975, but really if you look on the website, they're talking about really in 1963. They just kind of changed the name. It was Carlo Rossi something Mountain. I think it was like California Mountain Wines, and then they just changed it to Carlo Rossi in 1975. But that was a real guy, Charles Carlo Rossi, who was a salesman for the company and a close friend of one of the brothers, Ernest or Julio Gallo, and they started a line of wines after him. Okay. I didn't know that Fairbanks was an E&J line, but I found that out by looking on their website. And it's incredible. There are hundreds and hundreds of high-end, really expensive stuff, and low-end, like Boone's Farm and Bartles and James. So they do, like many of these distilleries and wineries and breweries, they produce high-end and low. All right, so 17, I think, percent alcohol. See alcohol legs on it. It's clear. And it's chestnut colored, which is typical for a cream sherry. Cream sherry developed in Spain in the 1800s. It says Sheffield Cellars award-winning dessert wines. 17% alcohol. And Harvey's Bristol Cream was the first cream sherry. And cream sherry was named after that brand. They started the style in the 1800s, and then it just spread as its own style. And it was meaning really, like, from what I was reading on their website, the Harveys, it was just really a fancier term for sweet wine. But it's a, cream sherry is a different animal, really. Okay, some alcohol eggs, like I said, clear chestnut. Never had the Sheffield. This is the first Sheffield I've ever had. I've had a lot of E&J stuff. Their brandies, the VS, the SOP and the XO, all three, and then I had some Fairbanks and Carlo Rossi and a bunch of other stuff. Okay. So it's a huge company. Little smoky, little oaky, little touch of alcohol. When you take a deep inhalation, the alcohol gets in your nose a little bit, so it's there. The flavor is the nutty, sweet, and it's got that creamy body. It's hard to describe. Vanilla, maybe oak, strong fortified wine, great flavor. They said these wines are fortified oftentimes with brandy. And sherry is a complicated process where they're taking a barrel and dumping it into a barrel and dumping it into a barrel and dumping it into a barrel. And it could go on for 100 years. Okay. Now the Harvey's Bristol Cream that I had was about 13 years old, that bottle. Maybe older. So it was really dank and cloudy, I mean, you know, it was dark, but it was so rich. I'm tempted to go buy another one of those old bottles. I know what store I can get it at. And he might make me a deal, because he looked like he was hot to make the deal the first time, and he'll probably go lower than the $10.99. Just because it's probably just going to stay on the shelf forever, and he knows that. Cream sherry used to be really popular 30, 40 years ago. It's kind of like an old people's drink now. But these things go in cycles, so what's considered something that 65-year-olds drink at night, you might go around pretty soon and all the hipsters will be drinking it and making sure that you see them drinking cream sherry. I don't know. So it has a lot of body to it, but not an overwhelming amount. And it finishes, dessert-like, but it's not too sweet, too rich, The Taylor cream sherry maybe is a little more, I don't want to say cheap tasting, it's just a little more candied or something like that. I'd have to do a side-by-side really, Taylor, Fairbanks, Sheffield, maybe Christian Brothers, and some of the other ones. This is really good. Is it better than Fairbanks? I wouldn't say that. Maybe a tick better, a little bit better than the Taylor. A little better than the Christian Brothers. I guess Christian Brothers and Taylor, they're probably a tie. But certainly it's good, and I think I paid $5.99 for this, $5.49, something like that at Dormax. Just about a quarter mile west of New Orleans on Veterans Boulevard. A little more shoe leather coming in there in the aroma, like an old dusty closet maybe. Still hard. I still haven't beat the Harvey's Bristol Cream yet, but I haven't exactly drank a whole bunch of sherries, dry, golden, cream or otherwise. There is a Fairbanks cocktail sherry in this big old double-sized bottle. I'd like to try that. Obviously I know it's made for mixing cocktails, but I would like to try it neat. Try it just unadulterated, just to see, for curiosity's sake. So I would rate this pretty high. I don't do formal ratings for wine or brandy, or sherry wine, or port or marsala, or vermouth. But yeah, I would recommend it. Getting a good value might be good to refrigerate. Depends how you like it. So thank you for watching this video production.